but the principle is always the same. They throw a tainted seed into a fertile ground.
Right.
The rest happens by itself.
We do it to ourselves. Oh, that is so good. That my mind is so blown right now. Oh my gosh. As far as endings go, like climactic endings go, BioWare, I have to say it, BioWare could take a page from this, because this was actually very, very satisfyingly cool. The explanation, it's, oh my gosh, that just, you have to stop and think and be like, the High Ones, they are not actually the ones that bring on the cleansing. It's us, because they manipulate us. They know our human nature. And it is our own human nature that brings upon the cleansing against us. And we keep making the same mistake over and over again, because we keep falling for what the High Ones are trying to get us to do to ourselves. It's the High Ones that... The High Ones don't really have any power, ultimately. They just enable us to destroy ourselves. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I have to take this all in. So what you're saying is that without our assistance, the High Ones would be powerless, that the cleansing would never happen.
Just think for a moment. When did the High Ones ever do anything other than manipulate you?
Exactly.
Did they ever physically influence any events?
No, they didn't.
They incited the Naramis to march against you, and time and again confirmed the righteousness of both your causes.
That's true. He's
all
right.
They told you, all they showed you, was what you wanted to hear, and what you wanted to see.
He's right. You're absolutely
and
right.
Yes, if you, Tealor Rentheal, his order, and the Naramis had never acted, the cleansing would never have happened.
The Turchessa was... Okay, I have to apologize. I admit when I'm wrong, and I'm sorry. I have to apologize. The Turchessa was right all along. What? And there is really no reason for all of this? I can't believe that.
Maybe there is. But if so, I do not know it. But the more turns of the cycle I witness, the more I get the impression that it is some kind of trial.
That we always fail.
A cosmic game, woven by powers we have not even come close to comprehending. Maybe this is just wishful thinking, to give all this pain a meaning, when it does not have one. Maybe the High Ones are simply a law of nature, a concept, and we give birth to them by believing there is such a thing as an ultimate external enemy in the first place. The eternal struggle with ourselves. Perhaps that is just part of what it means to exist.
Still doesn't really fully explain where the red madness comes from, unless that's really the only thing that the High Ones can do, can physically do, is manipulate us through the red madness.
Like 1,000 others before him, the High Ones knew exactly what they had to do to get him to commit this last act of desperation.
Right.
They played him with his weaknesses and fears, like a figure on a chessboard.
Right.
And the saddest part is that until the very end, he will believe that he has done something good.
Right. Oh, it's clever. Okay, I have to actually give credit and props where, props where credit is due. That, the High Ones are clever, because he wouldn't accept failure, no matter the price.
That was his greatest fear, yes. To be remembered as a failure, a broken man. That was the stream the High Ones manipulated him from the moment he died, after attempting to flee from his prison on Nehrim.
From the moment he died? What do you mean?
The real Orinthiol. He is dead, Prophet. He is a fleshless one of the mightiest tools of the High Ones.
Right, got it.
Just as you are.
I'm a fleshless one too? Oh. So I actually did die. So wait. So I don't actually... But I have a physical body. I actually do have flesh, or do I? Oh, is that what the woman was talking about? The novice talking about taking my flesh? Poor Jaspar. Am I just a figment of everybody's imagination? Am I Brad Pitt? Poor Jaspar. I am dead? Then what is this? An illusion?
I wish it were. The methods of how the High Ones influence us are plentiful, and the red madness and their ability to enter our dreams are not their only means. Their mightiest tool is the creation of projections, fleshless ones, or emissaries, as they are also called.
So we all are killed first.
If a person dies, and if this person has one last unfulfilled wish, a compulsion, then the High Ones have the power to create a projection of him, an immaterial image of the deceased, which thinks itself real and is perceived as such.
Oh my gosh, poor
What no one
Jaspar.
notices, not even the projection itself, are two things. Firstly, it is driven by this last unfulfilled desire. Secondly, it becomes an idealized version of its former self, almost tailor-made to free itself from the last compulsion, that ultimate scourge. The daughters of fishermen become warriors. Broken generals become charismatic and driven leaders who seem almost too determined to be real. You are one of these projections, as are all of the emissaries. You are a fleshless one, a spirit searching for liberation from something. I do not know your past before you came to this land, because before you became the prophet, you were insignificant.
Wow.
But
Really?
what happened to you and your friend on that ship? You never survived it. You drowned in the Red Sea, and in that very moment, the High Ones entered your mind and made you into what you are today. And other than myself, the High Ones knew your compulsion, knew the desire that drove you. Whatever it was, it made you predictable, and it allowed them to play you, just as they played Arinthial and Korak. Do you see it now? Every dream the High Ones sent you, every time they appeared to you, they all had but a single purpose: to feed your self-image, to push you in a certain direction.
Right, they manipulated.
They wanted you to play the game for their purposes, and they succeeded. You read the echo of the future, as other prophets did before you. You helped Arinthial reconstruct the beacon, and led him to the Numinos.
Wow.
When he saw that it would be taken away from him at the very last instant, his fear of failure led him into doing what he did.
Wow. When he was like, before that, you were insignificant. I mean, that's a really harsh blow to everybody who keeps saying that everyone is special. No matter who you are, from the highest of highs to the lowest of low, everyone is special. Nobody is insignificant. So that comment kind of bothers me a little bit. This means that I'm responsible? I caused the cleansing?
You are not to blame, Prophet. You did what countless others did before you. And you did it because you thought it was the right thing to do. Only one thing is different. In all the time I have been here, never before did a projection realize its own nature. You were meant to dissolve like the rest of
But
mankind.
for some reason I didn't.
Yet, here you stand, and I tell you the truth. This was never meant to happen.
So what now? It's ridiculous. Have you ever listened to yourself? What about the ancient starlings? They managed to flee the cycle, didn't they? How?
The starlings, in their time, were called the Yalam Rache. And yes, they manipulated the game in their favor.
How? So they're the only race that did?
Similar to mine when I created the Goliath. They were a small circle of highly intelligent craftsmen and mages. And just like myself, they did not think the cycle could be won by the beacon alone. So by unknown means, they fled into the sky and created something that protected their city from the cleansing.
Right, when it exploded, when the beacon exploded. But what happened to them? Are they really the ancestors of our starlings?
Yes. But knowledge about their history is sparse, since the Star City was almost beyond the reach of my eye. But I know that its first centuries were glorious. The Yalam Rache lived in harmony, and their society was the pinnacle of all that mankind could be.
But then...
With time, however, their population grew. They became too numerous for their small city, and so they invented their golden rules, which were supposed to control their growth. Having children was regulated now, and those who were found guilty of a crime were punished heavily. The worst sentence was being exiled. The convicted were robbed of their memories and sent back to Earth.
Wow.
This is where the starlings of your world come from, do you see? And this is why they all feel this longing to return to a far distant place in the stars. It is an ancestral memory.
Interesting. That explains a lot. But what happened to them? Why was the city deserted?
I do not know. As I said, my knowledge about the starlings was always limited. All I do know is that one day they were gone. I could not feel them anymore.
Interesting.
By that time, their society had become but a shadow of what it once was. But whether they destroyed themselves or left for someplace else, I will never find out.
It's mysterious. But then that means that the beacon was a trap set by the High Ones from the very beginning.
No, it is as I said. For as long as this cycle has existed, so has the beacon. It is an element of the game, and it has the power to end it, whether in favor of the High Ones or in favor of mankind. Yet for as long as I have been trapped here, the latter has never happened.
So the High Ones wanted us to reconstruct the beacon. They made me do it.
They gave you impulses, nudges in the right direction. Those who know a person's past know which strings to pull.
Alright. Maybe there is a reason for all of this. Maybe we can still stop the cleansing.
Oh, stop it. No, it is too late for that. By the name of the sun, it is so ironic that the veiled woman did not lead you here earlier. It is over, Prophet. You are strong, but regardless of how long your power can protect you from the light of the cleansing, eventually you will dissolve too. Even if... Wait. No. Maybe you are right. maybe there is a way.
What? What happened? What? What way?
But no, it would be pointless.
You can't do that. You can't do that to me. What would be pointless? Why?
Forgive me, I
Oh,
have to think.
Lee Everett, come on.
Yes, there could be a way. What I told you is true. Here on Earth, you would not survive the cleansing. But there is one place where you could. The Star City.
Oh, great. Now we just have to build an airship.
I know that you brought something back from your journey there. The escape pods. And I know that they can also take you back there. For I have seen the Yalam Rashe, the ancient starlings, do so.
Okay.
Whatever has protected the city over all these millennia, it would protect you too. Yes, you could survive it. By the face of time, you could.
You want me to flee? But to what end? That wouldn't stop the cleansing.
No, it would not. But that is irrelevant. You are fleshless, a projection. And just like me, time cannot touch you. Age cannot kill you. And thus you could succeed where I have failed.
That's true, he has a point.
You could wait for the cleansing to be over. And then create a new humanity.
That's true, he has a point. Do what?
Create a new humanity. It is only a matter of time until the new turn of the cycle starts. New life will come forth. First, simple life, then human. And just like the civilizations before them, they will also fall victim to the High Ones, because they will have the same weaknesses as we do. But not with your help.
Because I can intervene and tell them what's up.
You could be a god to them. You could guide their ascent. You could shape a mankind free of egos and weaknesses. And by doing so, you would deprive the High Ones of their power.
Okay, wait, now things are getting a little dangerous.
Just
I could be a god to them?
In this new world, there would be no need for a beacon, because the High Ones simply would not have any strings to pull on. Mankind will defeat them by becoming superior.
Okay. Are those my only choices? The whole... I was with you until you got to the everyone will see you as a god part. Like, I was with you until that point, because that kind of scares me. No, this is the wrong kettle, those people die, there has to be another way, you hinted at something. Maybe, but you're right, maybe a new beginning could make things turn out differently. Still, that would mean leaving mankind at a mankind without ego? What is that supposed to mean? What exactly makes you believe I would survive in the Star City? Those machines tried to kill us.
Yes, because that old starling did harm to the city by trying to destroy a crystal. That awoke the Guardians, but they are asleep now. I can feel it. You would be safe. Believe me.
You seem to suddenly have a lot of... For someone who keeps claiming he doesn't know much about the starlings, you seem to be pretty darn sure and positive about what you just said. Still, that would mean leaving mankind to die.
No, they are already dead, damn it. Arinthiel has lit the beacon. And unlike anything else you could do right now, this would be a chance for permanent change. By the face of time, do not let all of this become meaningless. Every second you waste doubting lessens your chance to get to safety.
A mankind without ego, what is that supposed to mean?
The High Ones reap, we sow. It is our weakness that make the High Ones strong. Our ongoing fragility. And if not for that, the High Ones would be powerless. You could be the one to create a humanity like that. Altruism instead of greed. Self-responsibility instead of the continuous search for an enemy. Awareness instead of blindness.
But what makes you believe I could do that? The Lightborn tried to do the same thing and they failed.
The Lightborn tried to force their ideals onto an already rotten people. Just like the Pyrean Sun Priest. and the countless false deities before them. You cannot save a tree whose roots have already withered. But with you as a deity to lead this new mankind, it would be entirely different. You could completely change what it means to be human. And would it not be presumptuous to rob the world of this chance, simply because you are afraid of failing? Believe me, I would give a lot for this chance.
Oh my gosh. This is deep. Oh, this is a big decision, guys. I don't like this, but maybe you're right. Maybe in the beginning could make it. No, this is wrong. I can't let those people die. There has to be another way. You hinted at something.
Yes. I regret that I did. Please, right now, you have the chance to break a millennial-old pattern. Do not let it go to waste. I beg you.
Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? I will make a decision once you've told me all my options.
Ah, you are so stubborn. But, well, you might be able to destroy the beacon itself. The light, it consumes everyone who gets too close to it. But you, as a projection, you might be able to do it. It will not stop what the beacon has already done, but it will interrupt it.
Interesting.
However, it would mean your death. Yours and that of all life in Enderal.
All right.
It is too late to save them now. And even if you succeed, it changes nothing. Yes, Korik would be dead. But do you think the High Ones would just give up?
That's true. Oof.
They would retreat for a few years. Decades, maybe. No more. And then it would all happen again.
Right.
Until another emissary lights the beacon.
You have a point.
Trust me. I know humans far better than I would like to. Within a few years you would be forgotten. And they would win. As they always do.
He has a point. Not if someone were to tell them everything that you just told me. Not if someone could flee.
And who would that be? Even if there were someone, do you think anyone would listen? If you were to tell them that humanity itself is to blame, that the ultimate enemy does not even exist.
Yeah, that's what the Turchessa said. It would be worth a try.
You are delaying the inevitable, nothing more. And you are throwing away a chance, which we might never have again.
I don't like this, but maybe you're right. Maybe a new beginning could turn it. Wow. Maybe, but I will not be the judge over the life and death of so many. I will destroy the beacon. I don't like this, but maybe you are right. Maybe a new beginning could make things turn out differently. He has a point. He really has a point. If everybody is already dead, if everybody's already dying, the thing is, I think I have to lean against someone who's been watching all this time. Again, he said that part of the thing about human nature is their pride. The pride to think that they know better when they really don't, when they're not fully educated on something. This machine, he knows, he's been around for all of the cycles. He's seen the patterns over and over again. He knows this cycle inside and out. He knows it. So, and then the moment he notices something different, if he believes that something is our best chance at fighting this, if he believes that, I'm kind of leaning towards believing what he says and believing that is our right chance. This one, I'm going to sacrifice myself, but like he said, that doesn't really change much. I'll be forgotten. Who's going to tell them if I'm not around anymore? Who's going to tell them? And then the High Ones will just come back and the cycle will continue all over again. He has a point. I don't like this, but maybe you're right. Maybe a new beginning could make things turn out differently. And if I can bring Jaspar with me, all the better.
It means a lot to me to hear you say that. What is important
You're the expert.
now is that we act quickly. The cleansing is already happening, and you will not have much time left to flee.
Okay.
You must go through the portal and then back to the temple. Then you have to activate the pods, and the rest will happen automatically. When all this is over, I will try to reach out to you.
One more thing. You said that you could see what happens in the world. What about Jespar? Is he dead?
He is.
What?
I'm sorry, but this is one more reason why you have to do the right thing.
What?
Please, make his death matter.
Jespar died? How do you know that? How do you know that Jespar died? Do you really know that? Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Then this is it. I'll try to get back to the temple.
Yes, and hurry. You will feel the light as soon as you are back on the surface. And given time, it will consume you. But you will succeed. I feel it.
Oh my gosh, did Jespar... Is he...
There is one more thing I need to ask of you, however. One final request. I want you to shut me down.
Oh, wow. Shut you down? You mean kill you?
Yes. I want to finally rest.
I guess it's the least I can do with all the information you gave
Please do not
me.
try to convince me to do otherwise. All that. I do not want to be a part of it any longer. I have not wanted to for a long, long time.
I understand.
Please, do it.
I understand.
The switch is in front of you. That was how I connected myself to the Goliath. It will cut the connection as well. Do it, and then go. Go and fulfill your fate.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, I can't think about Jespar's quote-unquote death right now. I have to keep pressing forward.
Forgive me. The two of us will now.
Oh my gosh.
Places. I am sorry for the deception.
Oh my gosh.
And if there were another way, I would not do this.
Oh my gosh.
Even though you made the right choice, you are too naive.
Oh my gosh. So Jespar's still alive.
What do you know?
It was a lie.
You are but a toddler in the face of time. I, however, know mankind better than anyone else.
Oh my gosh.
I deserve it.
Oh my gosh.